In this video we are going to review the Cold Steel Marauder. So as always, we start off with the specifications. We have a blade length of 22.9 centimeters, a blade thickness of 4.8 millimeters, handle length of 13.2 centimeters, weight are 350 grams, their steel is Aus 8, and the handle material is Crayex. Alright, so because this is a larger survival / camp knife, I'm going to start with some chopping. So I'm just going to do, let's say 10 chops in this fallen over tree, and then we're going to chop down a small tree. But let's start with 10 chops. Oh. Okay, there you go, with 10 chops. But I think I'm going to do that again, because I feel like my aim was off today, or is off today. So I'm just gonna try it again. Okay, so that's the result. 10 chops. So, let's get you a bit closer. I'd say that's, for a knife that size, that's actually quite good. The tree is a bit rotten, but still, very hard wood. So I would say knife performed quite well. Right, so this isn't a tree, but it's a pretty wide piece of wood, pretty thick piece of wood. So yeah, I'm gonna chop this down, well, off. So there you go. I can show you the piece of wood. So quite a thick piece. See right there, very dry. And again, knife did quite a good job, especially for a knife with that weight. It's not that heavy, but because of the blade shape, geometry, and just the balance of the knife. See the balance point, it's not close to the handles, further up in the blade, right around there. Because of that, knife chop's actually quite good. So I'm now going to baton this piece of wood. So the spot we just chopped, right here, I just cut the piece off. So I'm just gonna split this. Also found this old batoning hammer laying around here, so I'm gonna use that. Let's go through this again. And this is very dry, so dry hardwood. A very nice batoning knife. Say, let's do some feather sticking. I don't know how nice this wood is for feather sticking. It's a bit crooked, but let's just see. But I can tell you from experience, the Marauder is a great feather sticker. Out of the box, it's okay. But especially the one that I got here, had quite a thick edge out of the box, so it was able to make feather sticks, but they weren't the best. But pretty much like the moment I put this convex onto this knife, it just started feather sticking very nicely. This wood is just not nice. It's not cooperating. All right. There you see, Marauder can definitely make some nice edge curls. I mean, it's not the best, you know, it's still like a big knife, but great feather sticker. I mean, take a look at these curls. You would not expect this from, you know, a knife that size. Very nice. All right. So I've got my big ass fire steel right here. So you see, can definitely strike a fire steel with this knife. It's a nice 90-degree spine. So I'm just gonna light these two feather sticks that I just made. Come on. There you go. And of course, another fact, another thing why a 90-degree spine is very important to me, you know, it's just making some nice tinder from wood. Just create some nice shavings. I mean, here you go, like that. You have some very nice tinder right there. You didn't have to use your cutting edge, so, you know, that's going to stay sharp for a longer time. Go. Nice tinder. Can light this as well. Yeah, has a great spine. The knife is really a great spine, and also the tip of the clip point up here is also very sharp. So you can also use that for striking your fire steel or, you know, making tinder. Some carving, the woodworking. Let's say you want to make a notch. Like that. So very nice because of the, you know, very fine tip up here on the blade. You can really go into these small corners and really do your detail work, although you have such a large blade. And also because this, you know, rather high saber grind. I mean, it's not that low, and, you know, also with the convex, it just slices very well. I mean, for a big knife, this is not gonna, it's not gonna stand a chance against something like a nice Puko or a, I don't know, Bargrave Ultra Bushcrafter, you know, because those knives just have a much thinner blade stock. But for a big knife, again, it's great. But here, you know, with the chopping, the balance was nice. Here's the opposite. You know, here you would want a bit more handle weight. You know, we would want the balance more to be around here, but it's not. So that's maybe the only downside. Let's do some craft chopping. Let's put a point on this. Yeah, no problem. You see right here, let's take another piece, the chunks of wood that this knife just can cut out. That's pretty good. So what else could you do? Make a little notch like this, cut in. Like that, nice notch, little Tempact. Can chop off the end here. There you go, perfect little Tempact. So, you know, for carving, it's not. I wouldn't want to go ahead and carve a spoon or something like that with it. You know, it's just too unwieldy for that. You know, it's just too big. But in the room of like camp knives, survival knives, definitely does a great job. I would say it performs better than most knives in that arena. Alright, so because this is more of a survival type knife, camp knife, not like your little bushcrafter, I'm gonna test or tip test this knife. But I'm pretty certain that it's gonna hold up. I mean, the tip is, you know, refined and thin, it's already set, you know, which is very nice for carving, but it's not too thin, so I don't think it's gonna break. But keep in mind, this is Aus 8, so it's not the toughest steel in the world, but yeah, we're just gonna see. Alright, there, nothing happened to the tip. Nothing, it's not bent, didn't break. Alright, so now after, you know, the work that we did here, let's just see how the edge held up, the Aus 8 steel. Yeah, no problems. But I think again that this is, you know, also due to the convex. So my experience is that pretty much every steel can hold its edge better with a good convex than with just a regular V edge. So yeah. So in conclusion, I gotta say, the Cold Steel Marauder is an awesome camp knife slash just budget survival knife. So, you know, with the high saber grind, it can definitely do your small tasks, you know, your feather sticks. I mean, it's not it's not the best wood carver, but then, you know, it can also do your bigger task, chopping down trees, splitting woods. Great camp knife, and also just, yeah, budget survival knife. I mean, when you compare it to more expensive survival knives, which I think this is definitely in the survival knife arena, simply because of its weight and size. But, you know, when you compare it to something like a TRC Apocalypse or a Felton even A1 Pro, it just doesn't have, you know, the materials. It's just Aus 8, so the blade steel is just not the best. But for a budget option, it's very nice. Then one thing I definitely wanted to talk about is the grind. Some websites say it's a hollow grind, some websites say it's a saber grind. Mine is, or out of the box, was a saber grind. I reground it to a convex. I would say that most, or like when you buy one now, that they are saber. I bought mine a year ago, and by that time GSM Outdoors had already bought Cold Steel, and you know, I think that they just said, hey, let's make that knife with a saber grind instead of a hollow grind. Maybe because it's easier to produce. I mean, normally hollow grinds are cheaper in production, but you know, GSM did some changes. When you look at, or take a closer look at the Cold Steel lineup, they changed up a few models a bit, and maybe they changed up the Marauder with the grind. Maybe so. Maybe it used to be a hollow, now it's a saber. That's just my few thoughts on that. So if you liked the video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the YouTube channel, check out our Instagram where we do nice pictures. Also, we made a picture from this knife with the mirror polish. And yeah, check out all the videos and see ya!